Hey guys, you have no idea how hot it is unless you're from Queensland, like me. Well, by the way, what's up, guys? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Still, you should know by now if you're a regular. Thank you so much again for hanging out with me. So I'm just taking a break from today's lab day. So if you're new to the channel, I'm currently prepping for my second attempt for the CCIE lab. I did my first attempt last year, 2017, last week of May, and I decided to get a break, and because I've been doing a couple of travels, business trips slash then I had a vacation, went to Europe, went to Paris and Rome. Then now I'm back on track, and I'm actually studying OSPF. Speaking of OSPF, if you are if we're like friends, if that's what you call it, or if we're connecting in LinkedIn, I just posted a video on a about BGP, so nothing to do with ORF, but something to do with BGP. I posted a video about ORF, and I'm about to post another video about OSPF, which I previously posted in my YouTube channel. So check that out. It will be posted in LinkedIn as well. But anyway, that's just as far as the update is concerned with my CCIE lab prep. As far as the date is concerned for the exam, definitely I will still take it in Sydney. Probably either a couple of weeks or a couple of months right after the Narvik boot camp, which will be sometime late July, somewhere around that time. But I'll keep you guys posted. So the main point of this video is I've been reflecting, as I want to share with you guys what has my reflection about what has changed since I've made my CCIE lab attempt. What are like my reflections? What has changed in terms of career, in terms of how I'm studying now. So to be honest with you, when I failed the first lab attempt, I think one of the things that I felt was I felt really embarrassed. I'm gonna be very open with that, because I've been announcing it over YouTube, over Facebook and LinkedIn. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it, and I will try to pass it on first attempt. And also at work, been telling my friends about it. Then I didn't get it. So in a way, it was a bit embarrassing, but later on I realized that there's nothing to be embarrassed about, because I did an attempt. And as Catherine McNamara, if you don't know her, look her up. She's one of my I look up to her in terms of Cisco security. I'm following her series on ICE, because I'm configuring ICE at the moment. But anyway, she did say that a lot of people never even made it to the actual lab attempt. Some of them just stop at the CCIE written, thinking that that's enough for them. So that was very encouraging. And some of the things that changed after the first attempt, like one, definitely 100%, it has made work easier for me because of the training that I've received, all those labbing hours. Actually, right after the CCIE lab attempt, I was granted access, core access at work. So now I'm a senior network engineer. Um, previously, I was just one of the level twos who just provision stuff, and I don't even have the privilege of writing the actual config on the core network at work. The most that I can do is check other people's work and say that's cool. That can be applied. It was more of a QA. But I think since I've done all the studies, which brings me to the other point about confidence. Um, as the saying goes, competence, confidence. Because of all these training, I've become more confident in, especially in dealing with customers, in dealing with their questions about routing and switching. Um, you can easily detect if somebody doesn't know what they're talking about. Uh, I am working on myself in trying to be more patient now with some people in terms of they try to ask stuff about their network. No, but I shouldn't be mentioning that. But anyway, Dylan, behave. Anyways, as I was saying, yeah, life has become more. It's easier in terms of work, in terms of designing the networks, in terms of if there's like an issue. Unlike before, it would take a while for me. I would do the research. Everything is just easier, basically. The second one is opportunities. You remember when I first said that, oh, part of that embarrassment that I was mentioning earlier is like the company might think, I was telling myself, the company might think that I don't know anything, or I was so hard on myself. I feel so sorry for myself, and I was at a certain point I was a bit worried of my job and how people would look at me. But actually it opened more doors, to be honest, and I think that's what I realized. Upper management would actually appreciate you that you actually did the attempt, because there's this, it's not only an intent, but you actually did something. You made the commitment. You actually went through all these studies. You actually took the exam, and everybody knows it's a very difficult exam. 8 hours, not to mention that you have to fly somewhere, all the stress, all the hours that you put into it, and that for any boss or CEO, CTO would tell them that this person is serious. He's so serious with improving on himself, and maybe we should keep him. No, basically it opened more opportunities for me. You have no idea. Like, I was already sent to Cisco Live last year. I'm still hoping I get to be sent again this year, in Melbourne. I was sent a number of times, a couple of times in the Cisco main office in Sydney, doing training like ICE, ACI. Went to Cisco Brisbane for the firepower threat defense training. I get to meet a lot of people around Cisco. And during those sessions, I get to meet more CCIEs, and I get to share with them. I get to ask them questions, and they get to be my friends. And yeah, it's just an amazing experience. But yeah, those are, I guess, some of the perks of you actually getting into this journey. That's why I end all my videos saying that you should always study, because it's so worth it. I don't know anybody who's like studying for a cert, and at the end of the day he or she's gonna say it's not worth it, it's not worth your time. I guess unless you're studying, I don't know how to work out Netflix, but yeah, believe me, take it from me, it's all worth it. And in terms of studying this time, and I think I share this with the rest who've gone through the first, who've already taken the lab exam. This time, in terms of studying, it feels like just a review of what I've gone through. If you don't know, maybe I'll make another video on in terms of what are like the the labs that I've been using, how I am set up, the equipment that I'm using. I'm using INE, going through all their videos, going through their labs. So I bought the CCIE RNS package, which would include a lot of the CCIE RNS library plus the workbooks. Then I don't have the all access pass. Feel like I don't need that. Then I also have like the Narvik workbooks. I've gone through them, and I've gone through the INE. Well, obviously the labs. I have tokens for them, which I think I still have more than 1,000 of those. Going through them again, it feels like it's easier. Feels like a review. I'm less stressed in comparison to how it was last year, where I had to take where I had to take a leave from work just to focus on study. This time I feel like I'm more relaxed, maybe because I have an idea, though I did have an idea how the exams are structured, based from blogs, based from people who've shared their experiences. I went to a CCIE session with Yusuf, who's like the training manager for the CCIE program in Cisco Live last year. But it's different when you're actually there sitting the exam for 8 hours. You do know that you have 2 hours for troubleshooting. You do know that you can extend that for the second part, which doesn't come to my mind right now. Then you have your config, right? And yeah, like I said, less stress, unlike last year where I feel like if I study all the way till I don't know 10, 11, 12 at night, if I study too much, I would actually dream about it. I don't know about you, or if you've already experienced this, but if I tackle a lab, it can get so crazy to the point that I'm already sleeping, and I'm still trying to figure out how to configure a certain topology. So let's say configure OSPF, like what if this happens, or what if this router is not showing up. I would actually have those dreams, and so far so good. Like I said, the only difference between last year and this year, there was as Tony Robbins. If you don't know Tony Robbins, just Google him. Which reminds me, I will also be attending. He'll be here in Brisbane. My wife, who's a huge fan of Tony Robbins, I'll be coming with my wife to this event in Brisbane, and Tony Robbins and 2 other speakers will be there. It's a 2-day event. I am so looking forward to that. And Tony Robbins said, when you're after something, you can't just give up and just say you've done everything. And I was thinking about that as I was going through this CCIE journey. When I failed the first time, like, what have I not done yet? So that's what kept me going. That's the reason why I'm going to a boot camp this time, because I haven't done that. That's why I'm more relaxed now, because I haven't done that. I'm spending more structured time in terms of study. I think I'm more structured now. So that's another thing. So I'll just keep on doing it until I'm determined to get my number. And basically that's it in terms of my reflection, what has changed since the first attempt. So I hope that serves as an inspiration to you as well, or just to give you an idea of how it is for somebody who's going through this journey of taking the number for the CCIE routing switch. For you, regardless if you're taking CCNA, CCNP, or a different track on the CCIE, regardless if it's you're about to take your written, or like me, about to take the lab, or any vendor cert, you just have to persevere, be consistent, and I will end with that. Again, this is Dylan. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's been an honor, honestly. If you've reached this part of the video, thank you so much, and I will see you next time. And if you're new, subscribe, give a like if you want to. It doesn't, believe me, I've tried it. It's pain free. Nothing wrong will happen to you. You can even click the bell button somewhere at the bottom. And with that, I'm gonna leave you. Trust me, keep on studying, guys. It's all worth it. Thank you, and have a great day.